So good evening, and I'm sorry we're 10 minutes late in starting, and thank you for bearing with us, but it's lovely to have you here this evening. We're live in my office. Ben, do you want to just pan the camera around? There's a lot of lovely people in here. Some of our students, keep it going, and come back to me then, Ben. So it's a very unusual concert tonight. This is the third virtual concert we've managed in lockdown since March 2020, which I think is a fantastic achievement. But even if you've been to the last two, you'll notice a few differences tonight, I hope. So what to expect? We've got 14 of our Wood Green ensemble pieces, all recorded by music groups last term. And you will notice some differences. Now, the first difference, really sadly, is that we are without Mr. Bonsall this evening, who you will know has been the host at concerts for forever and is a fantastic host. Now, there are rumours that Mr. Bonsall has defected to Wolverhampton Council to front Wolverhampton's bid for the UK City of Culture 2022. That is a real thing, by the way, and I think is a definition of optimism. But unfortunately, the reality is that Mr. Bonsall's not well. Not COVID related, but unfortunately we haven't got his expert hosting this evening, but we're sending him all our best wishes. And the only way you can replace Mr. Bonsall is with multiple people, and that's why there are so many people in my office tonight to introduce our concerts. So you will see some students, but you're basically stuck with me and Mrs. Loughlin. Isn't that right, Mrs. Loughlin?
It is indeed. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As you're aware, our last two concerts have been really recorded in bubbles, but this time we were able, towards the end of the term, to bring our ensembles together, which was absolutely fantastic. So previously we've recorded or asked the students to record in their bedrooms and send us their bits of information, whereas this time we've been able to actually record together in our ensembles in the hall. So what you're going to see tonight is an actual recording of live performances that our students did. It does look slightly different because for COVID reasons, we did have to make sure that our instrumentalists were kept safe during the recordings. So there are some unusual positionings. The brass would not be on the front row normally, but we wanted to make sure that everybody was kept safe, and brass like to be in the front all the time anyway, so it just kept them quiet.
Thank you. So I think we're getting close to the start of the concert, but it's tradition with our summer concert. This is our delayed summer concert that we finish with students talking and not with me. So I want to get a few of my thank yous in right from the outset. So first of all, as ever, a huge thanks to our music department and to the other teachers who have given up their time to take part tonight. I want to thank Tracy Morse for her publicity, and a huge thank you to our three technical whizzes, which is Ewan Loughlin, Mrs. Loughlin's son, Elsie Wilkes, who's one of our year 13 leavers, and to Ben Yates, who, in year 13, who have done the recording, the mixing and the editing tonight. More about Ben in a minute. I also want to thank our IT team, Fraser and Paul, and also to Justin Tarrant for all their work making it all happen. Now, Ben is actually in the room. He's one of our year 13s who is leaving, but he's technically in charge tonight, so don't blame me, blame Ben. Ben finished his A-levels this summer, and he's already been snapped up by Vodafone, and he's off to start a degree apprenticeship in 3 weeks' time, so he should be in safe hands. I also would like to pick out a couple of people in our audience tonight, one virtually, which is, I think we've got the Mayor of Witney in, so Joy Aitman, lovely to have you here tonight. And I'm just going to really annoy somebody in the room. Ben, will you put the camera on Sarah Showen, please? Because also live in the room, this is Sarah Showen, who I want to introduce to you. Sarah's been a governor at Wood Green for 8 long years. Sarah's been vice chair of governors. She's been massively committed to the school. She's given us 2 hugely talented musicians and students, and tonight is not only the last night for Abby, showing more about Abby later, but also for Sarah. And so Sarah, thank you so much for everything you've done for the school, and we hugely support, thank you for your support.
So because you're our virtual audience tonight, ladies and gentlemen, our performers, who many of them are actually forming part of our audience, are not going to get that round of applause that they really, really deserve. So we would really appreciate you, although keeping your cameras muted, we'd really appreciate that as we finish our items, that perhaps we can have a round of applause or a big thumbs up or a nice smile, just so our students know that you've appreciated what they have put in, because their work has been outstanding this term.
Great. So on to the music and seeing all our students performing. I think, Ben, are you poised to share the first piece? Ben's nodding. That's good. He doesn't talk, but he is definitely technically excellent. I've actually installed a new computer this afternoon for Ben, so hopefully we'll get a stream of music live without a hitch. It should be a good computer for music because it's Adele. That's literally my best joke tonight. And so you're missing Mr. Bonson already, aren't you? Okay, so on with the music. Over to Mr. Loughlin to introduce.
Mr. Loughlin.
Mrs. Loughlin.
Yeah, we really are missing Mr. Bonson tonight. Let's say that. So, ladies and gentlemen, our first item is from the Swing Band. We have got two pieces to play for you tonight, but our first one is called It Don't Mean a Thing. And it's actually a real standard big band from our repertoire. It's originally recorded by Duke Ellington in 1943, and it was a reflection of the jazz musicians at the time, that it wasn't about what the thinking processes, it was just about having fun. It don't mean a thing.
Thank you, Swing Band, and Mrs. Loughlin, who was their leader. That's a really lively way to start our concert tonight. So student-led ensembles are a real feature of Wood Green Music, and we're going to have our first student-run ensemble performing for us now. Ella and Abby have been running Girls Choir for 2 years now, and I'm going to hand over to them to introduce their first item tonight.
So tonight you'll hear two pieces from Girls Choir. Our first piece is When We Were Young by Adele, with a solo at the start from our Year 13 leavers. It's been so lovely for us to get back into singing in person as a choir. We've done everything this term, from busking in the sunny school gardens to wandering around school to try and find the most acoustic corridor to perform in, and having cake breaks mid-rehearsal. So it's always been lovely to turn up to Girls' Choir on a Thursday evening.
Everybody loves the things you do, from the way you talk to the way you move. Everybody here is watching you, 'cause you feel like home. You're like a dream come true. But if by chance you're here alone, can I have a moment before I go? 'Cause I've been by myself all night long, hoping you're someone I used to know. You look like a movie, you sound like a song. My God, this reminds me of when we were young. Let me photograph you in this light, in case it is the last time that we might be exactly like we were before we realized we were sad and getting old. It made us restless. It was just like a movie. It was just like a song. I was so scared to
genuinely can say to you, ladies and gentlemen, it's such a privilege to listen to these girls singing, and they do pop up everywhere around school, singing. Wherever you go, you'll find girls. So thank you to you guys for doing that for us. So our next item, we're going to move to our junior choir, which is led by Miss Roberts. And here she is, hopefully, in our list to introduce that for us.
Hello, good evening, and hello everybody. Can you hear me first of all?
We can.
Brilliant, excellent. So good evening everyone. Junior choir tonight is singing a version of Hallelujah for you by Leonard Cohen. And it was lovely, it was fabulous to have year 7, 8 and 9 singing together at last, which meant we could challenge ourselves with a few harmonies towards the end of the year, which was good fun. We always had a really lovely time in rehearsals, so huge thanks to all the students who took part. And we are hoping to kick off rehearsals again next Wednesday. So I hope to see you all there very soon. Thank you. Enjoy.
I've heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do ya? It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor falls and the major lifts. But baffled king composing, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. You say I took the name in vain, but I don't even know the name. But if I did, I really, what's it to ya? There's a place of light in every word. It doesn't matter what you heard. The holy or the broken, hallelujah, 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 I did my best, it wasn't much. I couldn't feel, so I tried to touch. I told the truth, I didn't go to fool ya. And even though it all went wrong, I'll stand in for the Lord of song with nothing on my tongue but hallelujah, hallelujah,
A wonderful junior choir, really well done. And can I just say a massive thank you to Miss Roberts for all her hard work, and to say to you, particularly if there are any of our new year 7s, I know you've only been in school for 2 days, but oh, if you'd like to come and sing with us, I know that you will have a more than warm welcome. Just turn up to the hall 2 o'clock next Wednesday and come and join in. So now we're going to continue with another student-led ensemble. And this time we have a real strength in our woodwind at the moment. And it's great to see that being showcased tonight. So here are Nadia and Ria to introduce their item to you.
Give it a minute.
Tonight is Woodwind Ensemble's debut performance, a group made up of 12 clarinetists and flautists ranging from year 7 to year 13.
Our first piece this evening is Down to the River to Pray, which is arranged by myself and Nadia and involves a few solos, so we hope you enjoy.
and Taria. A round of applause for you girls. Very well done to the Woodwind Ensemble. And again, we are delighted to know that Nadia and Ria are going to be continuing to work with the Woodwind this year. So if you're a Woodwind player, flute, clarinet, and oboist, you are more than welcome to join. Am I right, girls?
Yeah.
Well done. They said yes. Okay, so if you'd like to let either myself or Miss Billington know, and we will make sure that you can get into touch with Nadia and Ria. So from our newest group, the Woodwind Ensemble, we've moved to one of our more established groups, and that is the Chamber Choir. This group is set up for our most experienced singers, and since we've reopened in March, this has been led by Mr. Shadbolt. So here he is to introduce their first piece.
Thank you. So I only took over the Chamber Choir in March, the first time I've been allowed to have an ensemble at Wood Green. And it's been an absolute joy to work with them, and a brilliant end to my week on a Friday afternoon. We've got two pieces tonight, one more upbeat later on, but a more atmospheric one. And our first piece is May It Be, which was the theme music from Lord of the Rings.
Wonderful. Thank you to Chamber Choir. Thank you to Mr. Shadbolt, our newest member of Team Music. And I'd also like to say a really massive thank you to all the Chamber Choirs for allowing me to go and sing with them. It is an absolute privilege to work with these musicians. It's just incredible. It really is. So now from some of our older students to some of our newer, younger students. The Key Stage 3 Orchestra is an opportunity for years 7 to 9 to play together. They're led by Miss Billington, meeting every week, so I'll hand over to her to explain to you what they are going to perform.
Thank you. Okay, so the Key Stage 3 Orchestra has had a bit of a challenge these last 2 years. This group was created originally to prepare students for, in Key Stage 3 for joining the concert band. And unfortunately, a lot of the rehearsals over the last 2 years haven't occurred due to lockdown. However, despite this, many of our students have done lots of practice with their instruments at home, and all of them really did attend rehearsals as soon as it started back up in June. And also our Year 7 students have also made sure they really got involved as soon as they could. And it's really been fantastic to watch how quickly the students learned the piece of music that we chose, and especially in the time given. We then spent an awful lot of the rehearsals developing confidence, their skills, their techniques, and really worked towards giving a fantastic performance. We are very much looking forward to having a whole year of orchestra rehearsals coming up, and starting from next Tuesday, 3 till 4. So especially those Year 7 students, keep your ears open, because those rehearsals will start, like I said, next Tuesday. So I am just going to introduce the Key Stage 3 Orchestra piece, and we are playing for you an ABBA medley.
Thank you to the orchestra there. Great to see younger students coming through and the older students supporting them, which is always such a feature of music at Wood Green. Now, you've probably heard that ABBA are reforming, and I'm waiting for the call to be asked to come and be their backing group for the Key Stage 3 Orchestra, so watch this space. And also great to see a medley coming into the Wood Green concert. We're big fans of medleys here, and for all you medley fans, there are more treats in store. So we're going to move on to the very established group now, which is a concert band, probably one of Wood Green's most established ensembles, and they've been led this year by Mrs. Loughlin. So Mrs. Loughlin, what have the concert band got for us tonight?
Well, we have a medley, and I love a medley. Those of you who know me well will know that I'm always for a bargain, and I don't see why if you can play one piece, you can't play 7. So to me, a medley is an obvious way forward. It has been amazing to have this group back together again. It's one of our largest groups. We started off in small bubble rehearsals, which was just great in itself to see students playing live. And as soon as we were allowed, we managed to get ourselves back together again. So, as I say, it is a medley. This time it's from The Greatest Showman, and it was specifically arranged for concert band. And we've really enjoyed putting this together.
Well, thank you to the concert band, and there were students in there all the way from year 7 all to year 13. Great to see everyone playing together and doing so well. Putting that quality together, given everything, is amazing. So we're having a double bill from concert band, but I wondered before we did that whether, Ben, you could maybe get more of the audience up on the screen just for a minute, just to show we can all see each other. Because it's lovely to see everyone, and I've gone on to gallery view and I can now see lots and lots and lots of faces, which is brilliant. So if you've been enjoying the concert so far, why don't we give all our performers a massive wave to say well done. Now, I mentioned 1 or 2 people in the audience earlier. I would very much like to mention somebody who I've spotted in the audience tonight, and I wonder, Ben, whether you could spotlight Stephen Frank, and whether Mr. Frank doesn't know anything about this, but I hope he won't mind. Now, are you there, Mr. Frank? There he is, there's a wave. Now, this is really special. You'll know that we are privileged at Wood Green every year to have a talk from Stephen Frank, who is a Holocaust survivor and internationally recognised as an outstanding speaker, spreading the message of peace and unity. And Mr. Frank's been visiting us for over 25 years. He even came to us virtually this year. Stephen, it's fantastic to see you. I hope you're enjoying it. Give us a thumbs up. And it's brilliant to see you here tonight. Hi, Stephen.
I can even say wonderful concert, thoroughly enjoying it.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you. It's such a privilege to have you here tonight. We're so glad you're here. So thank you.
Thank you.
Hope to see you very, very soon.
Right.
In person. Also, I think we have people from all over, not just the country, but internationally. I've been told that we have relatives from Canada tuning in today, which is fantastic. I'd also like to highlight 2 other important people. Steve and Mary Bacon, I believe, are in the audience tonight, and they were both teachers at Wood Green back in the early days, I should say, the 60s and 70s. Steve in particular was one of the teachers who first started when Wood Green became a comprehensive school in 1968. And it was a privilege to meet both Steve and Mary, when we had the 60th reunion about 3 years ago, and they're joining us from Walney Island off the coast of Cumbria tonight. So that takes us as a bit of a flashback to Wood Green of the 60s, which is my very obvious link to the second half of our concert tonight, because a lot of the pieces we're going to move into now are definitely great songs of the 60s, and maybe not just Steve, but to lots of people in the audience might trigger a few memories. Come and tell us about them, Mrs. Lofton.
Well, we love the 60s, and without giving too much away, there were some great things that came out of the 60s. That's all I will say. And we're going to go back to the concert band now. And I'm actually not going to tell you what this piece is. I'm going to see if you can work this out for yourself by giving you 3 clues. The first one is this piece is Mr. Askew's ringtone. Some of you might be there. It is a classic Neil Diamond song. Maybe a little bit closer, but this one you'll get it. Ladies and gentlemen, this was a football and sporting anthem from the Euros 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Concert Band.
Thank you, Concert Band. That was brilliant. We finally managed to hold our Year 11 prom last Friday, so lots of events postponed from last term into this at the moment. And Sweet Caroline was the song that the Year 11s chose for their final mass number. And there was this lovely surreal moment with 140 students singing along at the top of their voices, and it was a great moment to have.
Did you know, does anybody know, Mr. Shadbot, who Caroline was? Who was Caroline?
No idea.
Caroline was the daughter, 10-year-old daughter of JFK. There you go, fact of the evening. And I've got a few more facts like that.
I did not know that fact. Good fact, Mrs. Lofton.
I've always got a fact. So our next 1960s classic takes us to a much more reflective kind of place. And this time, ladies and gents, it's my pleasure to introduce to you the senior choir. We're going to perform for you a piece called The Sound of Silence, originally by Simon and Garfunkel. However, our arrangement is one by Pentatonix. It is actually a deceptively tricky piece and a deceptively tricky arrangement, but we love a challenge here at Wood Green, and music loves a challenge. So, as always, nothing stopped us. Ladies and gentlemen, Sound of Silence.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeps of silence.
Said I, you do not know. Silence like a cancer growing grows. Hear my words that I might reach you. Take my arms that I might reach you. But my words like silent raindrops fell and echoed in the wells of silence.
And the people bowed and prayed to hear what they made. And the sign flashed out its warning in the words that it was for me. And the sign said the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls and tenement halls, and whispered in the sound of silence.
Thank you very much, Senior
So
Choir.
here's my fact for you, Mr. Shadbolt. Sound of Silence was one of Simon and Garfunkel's first records. It was so unsuccessfully and poorly received that they split up. They almost split up. But when it became popular 2 years later, they reformed. And as we say, the rest is history.
You really are full of information, Mrs. Lachlan.
Always.
So now on to our second visit to the Woodwind Ensemble, and we've got Ria and Nadia back in the room to introduce that. Ben, are you able to? Thank you.
Our second piece this evening is Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles, which me and Nadia also arranged ourselves.
We formed Woodwind Ensemble back in February after lockdown, and we're really proud of the progress everyone has made this year and how the final pieces have come together. We hope you enjoy this.
Thank you to our Woodwind Ensemble. And of course, I have a fact for you about that piece.
Thought you might.
Yes, absolutely. Here Come the Sun, written by George Harrison in 1969, when the Beatles were just about to begin to split up. He was summoned to a meeting at Apple. That's Apple, the recording company, not the IT giant. And he didn't want to go. So instead, he went to his friend's, Eric Clapton's house, and that's when he wrote this track. A track that was made out in 2019 as becoming the most streamed of the Beatles tracks on Spotify.
Thank you, Mrs. Lachlan. So back to the concert. Now, Nadia and Ria did mention in there that they arranged that piece for themselves, which they just sort of quietly mentioned. And actually, I think we have to acknowledge what a great skill it is to be able to arrange. So well done to you both, girls. That's fantastic. All of our student leaders tonight have actually arranged their own music for their ensembles, which is a real skill. And we'll hear that more from the girls' choir later. First, though, we're going to have the second piece from the chamber choir.
But you lead the chamber choir, Mr. Shadbolt, don't you? Did you arrange your music?
No,
Ah.
I have no idea how to do that. I leave that to our students here. So over to the chamber choir there. We're continuing our 1960s theme, and we've got an a cappella arrangement of Can't Hurry Love, which was originally a hit for the Supremes in the 1966. Now this arrangement we're using, not by me, by Roger Emerson, and the basses in that, you'll notice, will do a great job being the bass guitars because there's no other accompaniment. And there's also 6 soloists I want to highlight: Madeline Blanche, Lucy Kelleher, Martha Burnett Cook, Bethan Langley, Elsie Wilkes, and Charlie Pryor. I also want to mention to Abby Showen, who was soloing throughout the rehearsals, but sadly Abby had COVID during all of our recordings, and so didn't get to do it. So really sorry to Abby, and thanks for all your effort. But also great to the group, because every time we had a problem like that, you just covered each other without any fuss, and you're amazing. So, chamber choir and Can't Hurry Love.
I need love to ease my mind, and I need to find someone to call my own.
Can't hurry love, no, you just have to wait.
She said,
Love don't come easy, it's a game of give and take. You can't hurry love, no, you just have to wait.
you gotta
Trust, give it time, no matter how long it takes.
And how many heartaches must I stand?
Must I stand?
Before I find a love to let me
Live again.
You're the only thing that keeps me hanging on. When I
Can't hurry love, no, you just have to wait.
she said,
Love don't come easy, it's a game of give and take. How long must I wait? How much more can I take? Loneliness will cause my heart to break.
No, I can't bear to live my life alone. I'm growing patient for love to call my own. But when I feel like I can't go on, these precious words keep me hanging on.
Can't hurry love, no, you just have to wait.
she said,
Love don't come easy, it's a game of give and take. You can't hurry love, no, you just have to wait. Trust, give it time, no matter how long it takes. Now break.
no love, don't come easy. But I keep on waiting, anticipating for that soft voice.
Soft voice to talk to me at night, tender arms to hold me tight.
I keep waiting,
waiting.
it ain't
Easy. Can't hurry love, no, you just have to wait.
She said,
Trust, give it time, no matter how long it takes. You can't hurry love, no, you just have to wait. Love don't come easy, it's a game of give and take. It's a game of give and take. You can't hurry love, no, you just have to wait.
she said,
Love don't come easy, it's a game of give and take. You can't hurry love, no, you just have to wait.
she said,
Trust, give it time, no matter how long it takes. Now break. Can't hurry love now. Can't hurry love now. Can't hurry love now. Can't hurry love now. Break.
Thank you to chamber choir, and honestly, to get an a cappella togetherness like that in only a few weeks with a modulation, with a new conductor, was really impressive. So really well done to all of you. Do you want a fact about this one, sir?
Do we have a choice?
No.
Okay.
So this was a hit originally, as we just said, in the 1960s, but was probably more well known in the 1980s for every dad's favourite, Phil Collins. And the video of him being his only backing singer was the first to be released on a Laserdisc.
I was in year 8 at school when that came out, Mrs. Lockton. You've just made me feel extremely old.
There you go. There you go. So more music, ladies and gentlemen, with a piece this time linking to the 1980s by Guns N' Roses. But this is one of those pieces that can change into a range of moods. Our version comes from the girls' choir and it's conducted again by Abby and arranged by Ella. Ella wanted a harmonica solo in this piece. We didn't have one, so of course she did it herself and taught herself. Here are Ella and Abby to introduce it to you.
We will now hear the second piece from the girls' choir, Sweet Child of Mine. We arranged the piece taking inspiration from the cover of the song in the film Captain Fantastic. The piece starts with vocal solos from Elsie and Martha, and we will be accompanied by Torrin on the guitar, who also sings the solo in the middle of the piece.
We wanted to say a huge thank you for Torrin coming along for so many of our rehearsals, and also thank you to Harry for stepping in last minute to play the cajon. You've been a great help. It has been such a pleasure to be with Girls Choir for 2 years, and we wish them the best of luck for the future.
She's got a smile that it seems to me reminds me of childhood memories when everything was as bright as the bluest sky. When I see her face, it takes me away to that special place. And if I stand too long, I'd probably break down and cry. Oh, sweet child of mine. Oh, sweet love of mine. She's got the bluest eyes. She's got blue eyes. She's got blue eyes and see an ounce of pain. Her hand lights me up, her hands her head's a child I and pray for the thunder and the rain to quietly pass me by. Oh, sweet child of mine. Oh, sweet love of mine. Say sweet child of mine. Sweet child of mine. Sweet child of mine. Sweet child of mine. Sweet, 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 sweet child of mine. Sweet child of mine. Sweet, 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 sweet of mine. Sweet, sweet, sweet child of mine. Sweet, sweet, sweet child of mine. Sweet, sweet, sweet child of mine. Sweet child of mine. Sweet love of mine. Sweet child, sweet child of mine. Sweet child of mine.
Performance by the girls, and thank you very much. And while I have Ella and Abby here, I'm actually just going to move across a little bit, if that's all right. So Ben will just mind following me a second. Can you just move up with the girls? All right, because we want to be all together for this. It's traditional that when we have our student leaders leaving us in year 13, we just want to say a huge thank you to them, but also to mark that in as best way we can. So we would just like you to receive with our greatest thanks, just these two little treble clef brooches, just to say a massive thank you. And honestly, I couldn't have done it without you girls.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Brilliant. Thank you, Mrs. Loughlin. We're coming back, Ben. And thank you, you two, and well done. That was amazing. And you've been amazing for the last 2 years. Well done. Yeah, it's a great performance there. Want to pick out Harry again as well for stepping in and becoming an honorary girls choir member. And also Torin. Now, Torin, who you saw accompanying on the guitar there, has been making a real name for herself and has been playing in festivals locally across the summer. And she also released her first single just before the end of last term under her name Torin, and it's on Spotify and definitely worth a listen, and Torin is definitely one to watch.
Absolutely. And before we move on from the girls choir, Sarah, did you know that Captain Fantastic, the film that inspired Ella and Ella's arrangement, starred Viggo Mortensen, who also starred as Aragorn in Lord of the Rings? And if you think of the link between the chamber choir led by Mr. Shutbolt and Ella's piece, maybe there's a link there to be thinking about.
Thank you, Mrs. Loughlin. Is that the end of your facts? Could we say that your facts are Aragorn?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about as good.
Yeah, that's okay. Mr. Bonsall.
Anyhow, thanks to Wikipedia for writing Mrs. Loughlin's speech tonight. Back to you.
So for our second item from senior choir, we wanted to highlight some of these year 13 and our talent of our leavers. We're going to be seeing 6 of them tonight from the group, leaving Maddie, Madeline, Abby, Ella, Abby, and singing their solo section. And Madeline, did you say Madeline?
Sorry, I'll be quiet.
I don't know. Anyway, all of you wonderful, wonderful people, okay, who sing their opening section. This piece is taken from the blockbuster musical called Wicked, and it's called For Good. And it's the section right at the end where the two friends who have become friends are saying a final goodbye to each other and wishing each other a happy and successful life. And this is our goodbye to our year 13 leavers. So from senior choir, this is For Good from Wicked.
Who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes the sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, I have been changed for good. It well may be that we will never meet again in this lifetime. So let me say before we part, so much of me is made of what I learned from you. You'll be with me. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart. And now whatever way our stories end, I know you have rewritten mine by being my friend. Like a ship blown from its mooring by a wind off the sea, like a seed dropped by a skybird in a distant wood.
I knew you, I have been changed for good.
And just to clear the air, I ask forgiveness for the things I've done you blamed me for.
But then I guess we know there's blame to share, and none of it seems to matter anymore.
As it passes the slow wind of the sea, like a stream that leads to seems on higher bird.
Who can say if I've been changed for the better?
I do believe I have been changed for the better. But because I knew you,
Because I knew you, because I knew you, I have been changed for
Okay, so now I'm trying to talk through tears. That was really beautiful, senior choir, and what a lovely way to send off our leavers, both our year 13s and our year 11s. I noticed Becky Mackenzie was in there singing away, and Becky was in year 11 this year. Big part of Woodbury Music has gone on to New Pastors New. I know you're in the audience, Becky, so big shout out to you tonight. A beautiful job, choir, fantastic. And the piano there has been played by a parent of Katie Gray, parent of Poppy and Emma. And we really appreciated your playing and your support. So we're going to come back to the leavers after the next number, which, apart from hearing from them, is our last number tonight. And I think we need a bit of a pick-me-up to recover from that emotional journey from the last piece. And our last number is going to be from the Swing Band. So I'm going to hand over to Mrs. Lachlan to introduce.
Thank you. So our final number this evening, ladies and gentlemen, from the Swing Band is Gimme Some Lovin'. And this was released back in the 1966 and is credited to Stevie Winwood and is known, but best known probably, as part of the soundtrack for the 1980s film, The Blues Brothers. Give me some lovin'.
Give
Well done, Swing Band, and thank you very much. So, as is traditional at the end of our summer concert, we would like now to hand over to our Leaver 13s, Year 13s. This year's group have been Abby Furman, Abby Rose, Abby Showen, Bethan Langley, Ella Shadbolt, Elsie Wilkes, and Harry Phipps, Madeline Good and Madeline Blanche. You've seen them throughout the evening, those of you who've been around with playing, leading, accompanying, soloing, arranging, singing, and helping with the younger students. I do want to give a special mention though here to Abby Showen, because you haven't seen her tonight, which is so sad. Oh, we will see in a minute, but you haven't seen her playing or singing or leading or accompanying, or all the things that Abby has done, including soloing with the swing band, playing oboe, but to miss all the recordings in that week because of COVID. But I have to just say a massive thank you to all of you. We will miss you. I know I say it every year, but we really will. And we just wish you the very best of luck in your very exciting adventures. You will be missed.
It feels almost surreal to say that we have almost reached the end of our final Wood Green School concert. For many of us leavers, this is our 14th school concert. And though I think back in Year 7 at the Christmas concert 2014, we could have never predicted this is how our final concert would be, it has truly been a great one. As we move on to new adventures, music at Wood Green will be one of our most treasured memories from our schooling career. It has brought us so much joy and laughter, and a little bit of stress occasionally. And I know we will always look fondly on our time with the Wood Green Music Department. So we wanted to take this opportunity tonight to pay thanks to those who have made these experiences and the concert tonight possible.
Firstly, we need to say a huge thank you to all the teachers that came and joined in with various ensembles, members including Mr. Heppel, Miss Roberts and Miss Amethyster. We loved being able to sing with you and share our passion and love for music together, so thank you. We also want to pay particular thanks to Miss Billington. Despite being always incredibly busy around school, you have taken on the challenge this year of running the Key Stage 3 Orchestra, and I believe with Miss Roberts, the junior choir. They have both grown so much under your guidance. We also want to say thank you for your work with the girls' choir last year. We always appreciated you popping into our rehearsals to give us some helpful tips and advice.
To the staff and students in the wider school community who are also vital in ensuring music production and recordings are seamless, we could not put on performances without you. A huge thank you in particular to Ben, Elsie, Ewan and Mr. Lachlan, who worked tirelessly behind the scenes, late at night, setting up equipment, videoing, editing, adjusting sound and putting together recordings in order for us to still be able to produce a virtual concert in the middle of a pandemic. You helped us continue to do what we love despite the many challenges brought by COVID, and for that we can't thank you enough. It is almost ironic that Mr. Bonston is not able to lead our final music concert tonight, as he's hosted almost every single one and since we joined the music ensembles in Year 7. We can't thank you enough for providing quality entertainment as well as stalling the audience whilst we're sorting ourselves out on the rises behind you. Your unsubtle references to the Wolverhampton Wanderers is a personal favourite, and it's safe to say that no one can announce the raffle numbers as well as you. For being there at any given moment to help out and run ensembles, or even during swing band, showing us all up with your saxophone skills. Thank you for always supporting us and dedicating so much time to the department. We're so lucky to have a teacher with such a passion and talent for music. It's truly inspirational and we'll miss you so much.
One of the great head teachers, Albus Dumbledore, once said, "Our music, magic beyond all we do here at Hogwarts." Our music has truly been magical for so many of us leavers. It has formed such a huge part of our time and experience at Wood Green School and provided us with so many opportunities. We've toured around Europe and performed in concerts both in school and around our local community. Another one of the great head teachers, Mr. Shadbolt, has been a huge part of making music at Wood Green School happen. Through cuts to funding of the arts to even more new rigorous exams and then a global pandemic, you've ensured that music here at Wood Green has continued to thrive. Not only that, but since Christmas, you've taken the lead in chamber choir. The chamber choir has truly seen it all this term, from learning to sing at Elf to singing while skipping around the piano and to your endless Lord of the Rings jokes. We really shouldn't make it become a Hobbit.
Oh, nice.
No.
So thank you to Mr. Shadbolt for continuing to make sure we all have the opportunity and enjoy making music together. We can't wait to see where you take chamber choir next year.
We always talk about the music department here at school as a family, and no family would be complete here without Mrs. Lachlan. Mrs. Lachlan joined the school all the way back when we were in year 8. She has led several of the ensembles over the years, and including some of the ones we've seen tonight, the senior choir, the concert band, as well as stepping up to run the swing band this term. But not only this, but she's been such a massive support to the other group leaders. You are always our first port of call, offering your wisdom, helping us navigate these crazy times and the new ways of recording and performing. And I have to say, our cake and biscuits at our meetings will be truly missed. I know all of us appreciate your expertise so much. In our last senior choir rehearsal this year, Mrs. Lachlan described how the music here at Wood Green is truly unique, and she is so right. I doubt there is another school who has such a successful music extracurricular, with hundreds of students from all years of the school turning up every week to make, practice and perform music together. We are so incredibly lucky to be part of this, and so we are immensely grateful to you, Mrs. Lachlan, for making this happen and always being a friendly face we can turn to in times of stress, music related or not. We will truly, really miss you.
Not by that.
Thank you, girls.
It's okay.
I can't take her away from
And also for you. Mrs.
Oh,
Chapman.
thank you very much. Thank you.
We also need to say an enormous thank you to our fellow musicians. It's been a pleasure and a privilege to work with you over the years. There is always a bit of panic when we lose members of the music ensembles as they move on from Wood Green, but we can safely and confidently leave knowing you will all continue to make music flourish. Your talent, resilience and teamwork are amazing to see and be a part of. We will all look forward to coming back to future concerts to witness many more great performances.
School bag in hand, she leaves home in the early morning, waving goodbye with an absent-minded smile. I watch her go with a surge of that well-known sadness, and I have to sit down for a while. What happened to those wonderful adventures? The
There we are, the end of a summer concert, and what a lovely way to finish. So good night, everyone. We really look forward to seeing you all at Christmas. Even though we won't have our year 13s or some year 11s, we should have some new year 7s involved, and music will go on. So we hope to see you then, and we really hope to see you all live. Wouldn't that be fantastic? Good night, everyone.
Good night.